Hi, this is Grady with Twin Creek Audio. Back in the studio today, I've got my assistant Gary here who's running the camera, and he helped with some of the opening shots already, turning on phantom power and adjusting some levels. And we're going to do a short overview today of the wonderful Soundcraft Sapphyre recording console here and just show you a little bit about it. We're going to follow that up later with more detailed videos of the individual sections and the functions and features of this console. Okay, we're going to look a little bit closer at the Soundcraft Sapphyre here. This is the main channel section. This is the first 24. The console's kind of large, so I couldn't get you in very close if we looked at the whole thing at once, because this particular board is 44 channels. So what we're looking at here are the channel strips. And we've got, starting from the top, we've got the mic preamp, line input section. You've got your phantom power, which you saw us turn on in the first part of the video. You got a phase switch, the gate section, the EQ, auxiliary sends. This is technically the channel fader, so this is the fader that goes to tape, or the computer in our case. And then this is the monitor fader down here. This console also has 4 mute groups that you can assign each of the monitor channels to, and you can mute those with switches that we'll show you later in the master section. So that's the main part of the console. This kind of console is known as an inline console, so you basically have 2 channels in every one of these channel strips. I know this kind of a console can be intimidating because of all the buttons and knobs, but the first thing to remember is that each one of these strip sections is the same. So if you learn one of these, then you know all of them because it's the same thing repeated over and over. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the master section of the Soundcraft Sapphyre. This console has a very flexible master section with a lot of features. The master section itself is this strip right here. It's a double wide strip. You've got your master fader. These are the mute group masters that I talked about in the first part. This is the control room headphones. This is the foldback send, which would normally go to a headphone mix. On this console you can combine various different inputs to go to your headphone mix. Then you've got your auxiliary send section here, and this even has an oscillator for aligning your tape machine here. Now this section here is next to the master section. These are actually stereo channels with these cool blue faders. So each of these will accept a stereo input, and they have a gain control, they have a width control, they have low and high frequency EQ, and access to 2 of the auxiliary sends. Then you've got access to all of the different buses, including the main mix and all of the 8 buses on this console. But Gary had a good point when we first got this console. He said, where are the buses? On this console, it's called a floating bus architecture. So any of these channels can be made into one of the 8 buses by pushing the sub switch up here on each channel, and they correspond down here where we have channel 25 / bus 1. So if I press the sub button up here, then this channel becomes submaster 1. Okay, now we're looking at the patch bay section of the console. The patch bay gives you access to all of the channel input and output sections, line inputs, insert, the tape return, tape send, and then over on the right hand top side of the patch bay is access to all of the groups, the group inserts, master outputs, aux outputs, and your stereo channel inputs. Below that, where the white strips are, those are your tie lines. In this case, tie lines is where you connect all of your outboard equipment to the patch bay so that you don't have to climb behind racks and do all of that stuff in order to connect your equipment. Alright, well that's it for today, talking about the Soundcraft Sapphyre console. Thanks again to my assistant Gary for helping me out with these videos, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.